Hey my toy friends, it's me Gaela, back with another video, and of course it's a thrift haul. I'm going to be showing you everything I've thrifted in the past month or so since my last upload. So it may have been 2 months, I can't remember, but I'm going to try to go through everything really quickly because it is quite a lot. So let's start off with the biggest thing on top. I found this Barbie Jeep, and I had this one when I was a kid. It's RC. I don't have the remote, but that's okay. I was happy to get it. Love the colors on this one. And I already have the pink Mustang, which is also missing the windshield. So now my Barbie just has a windshield-free line of vehicles. Also, this giant bear. Look at this sweet boy. I actually found him yesterday. Do I need to pick up giant bears? No, I don't. But this one, I believe, is from 1982. 1982, and it says Avanti. I haven't heard of that brand, but it says Wallace Berry Co., which when I first saw it, I thought it said Russberry, but no, Wallace Berry. So, and he is so soft, you guys. Most 80s bears are not this soft. So he must have been really good quality for the time. But look at that face. Like, I couldn't leave him behind, so he's gonna go in the pile of bears. I really need to get a shelf for them. Okay. I don't know where to start because everything's just kind of piled up, so I don't really remember what was first. So I'm just going to go for it. I found this Minnie Mouse, this vintage Minnie. I believe she's from the 90s. I don't think it says on her tag. It's Mattel, so definitely when Mattel had the license. I believe Hasbro has all the Disney merch now, but I'm not sure, but I had this when I was a child. We had the Mickey and the Minnie, so that's how I know it's from the 90s. It might be older, but I believe it's from the 90s. I'm going to see if my sister wants her, and if not, she'll probably go in the shop. Her colors aren't really my thing. Okay, and then I found a bunch of these Muppets with the hard heads, and they still have their tags on them. How cool are these guys? There's Miss Piggy, Animal, Kermit, and Gonzo. And of course these two are my favorites. And these are by Direct Connect. And what tipped me off is they say Jim Henson Associates. They do say they're from 1991, but before Disney had the Muppets, you know, it was still Jim Henson Associates. So that's how I knew that they were older. But I'm very excited to add these to my Muppet collection. Those are really cool. Speaking of Disney, I found my third new emo at the thrift store. So let's recap. I found Rapunzel with the stained face. My daughter took her. And then I found Minnie, which I gave to my sister. And now I found Marie. So I'm very excited. I actually have a Daisy new emo, and I carry her with me a lot. But I kind of wanted Marie because, you know, she's a pink girl. So I was happy to find her. So now I have a Marie. I also got this very dirty Shrek figure that I have to clean. But, you guys, I always pick up Shrek for my shop because it sells. People love Shrek. I don't mind Shrek, I just don't collect him. But people love it. So I always pick it up when I find it because people love the Shrek. I found this Beast figure. I love Beast so much. I love him, and I love his library. And apparently, I'm not the only one who, when he transformed back into a prince, was like, ugh. So, I'm glad I have some other people with me on that. He was way more handsome like this. Oh, especially when he got all dressed up for dinner, and he had, like, the bow, the blue bow, and he said he looked stupid. I thought he was so cute. But anyway, I found this little Beast. He's a bendy. He's an old bendy figure. I had to have him. I love him. I love Beast so much. I actually got another Beast. This one is newer. He's got his jacket, but he doesn't have pants. But he's got little underwears on, so it's okay. He's not naked. But as you can see, like, his stringing is super loose. He got the crazy legs. I wish he had his clothes, but that's okay. Maybe I can do something with him. These things, I've been looking at them on Mercari. Like, I really want a Beast doll. And I don't want the one where, when I was a kid in the 90s, when it was a Ken and he had like a mask that was the Beast. I don't want that. I want the Beast. So I've been looking on Mercari, and they're at least $10 a piece. So I think he was $3. Yeah, $3. I took him as he is. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with him, but I had to have him. I love Beast so much. And if you're with me, if you love Beast too, let me know down in the comments. Drop a heart. Tell me you're Team Beast, because I love Beast. And I love his library. Okay, I've been looking for a body for my Paul Stanley Mego doll for a long time. And I had seen in the past, like I don't know if they were Kenner or Mego, but the Action Man dolls, which is like a knockoff G.I. Joe. I've been looking for one of those, so I thought that's who this was. Picked him up thinking, oh, well, I can put Paul Stanley's head on him. And then I noticed the little scar on his face right there. That tells me he's a G.I. Joe. Poor fellow, his flocked hair is worn off. But now that I know he's a Joe, like, I really don't want to steal his head. So Paul Stanley is still waiting. He's on a Ken body right now, but he looks weird. His neck looks super long because it's just not correct. This one's from 1991. So, yeah, I'm not gonna steal his head. And I have a G.I. Joe from the 60s that my friend Ben gave me. Ben the Toysmith. He's here on YouTube as well. So now he has a friend. I have two Joes. I actually have 3 Joes. I have 3 Joes. You'll see the third one. Whew, that third one's a doozy. Just wait. Okay. If I find him. If I get to him. Yeah, I see him. Okay. I've got another Beanie Buddy. As you know, I've slowed down on my Beanie Baby collecting. I'm kind of over it. I don't really feel like I need all of them anymore. And they take up quite a bit of space, especially the buddies. So I'm mainly only focusing on ones that I just really love. Like ones that I had personally, or ones that are just beautiful to me, like this one. Because I don't think this one's from the 90s. It is 99, so he's at the tail end of when I collect them. I don't know this one's name. It might be Sherbert. I'm not sure, but I could not pass up this beautiful, soft pastel bear. So I made an exception for this cutie. As you know, I have a soft spot for bears. I also love pastels. So, I mean, I couldn't not. I'm deranged. Okay, and then I found a magic nursery. I don't know if this one counts as a baby or a kid. But I was talking to my friend Ashley a while back. Ashley is Vintage Whimsy. I'll try to remember to link her channel and Ben's channel. Hopefully you're already following both of them. If you're here, you should be. Anyway, me and Ashley were talking about, she wanted the triplets, I believe. And I was like, oh, I'd like to get a magic nursery. I had a couple of them in the past and I sold them. And now I kind of wanted one. And, that happens. Like, I get things and I sell them. And then later on, I'm like, I kind of like that, I go through phases with my collecting, or hyperfixations, however you want to phrase it. But anyway, I wanted a magic nursery, and I was happy. I mean, it was a few months that went by, but then I found one. She needs to be cleaned, but it's not a big deal. Soft body, vinyl head, like a Cabbage Patch, so I don't think it's anything I can't handle. I don't believe this is her original outfit, but that's okay, I have a lot of doll clothes. I might find something that works better. I don't know. I'm rambling. I'm sorry. Okay, this was something I was really excited about. Not necessarily for myself, just because I think it's really unique and a lot of people would like it. I found this Garfield. Okay, nothing particularly special about that. I know Garfield is very popular, very collectible. That's cool. But this Garfield has 2 faces. What? I've never seen that before. And another thing that I thought was strange is that this Garfield is by Dakin. It seems to me like most of the vintage Garfields were by Applause. I could be wrong on that. If I am, let me know down in the comments. Correct me. It's okay. I can admit when I'm wrong. But I just thought that was crazy. I've never seen this before. So I feel like there's some Garfield collector out there that's really going to be excited for this. So he's definitely going in the shop. I love Garfield. I grew up with Garfield, but I don't collect Garfield, so I'm happy to get him located with a collector. I found this adorable pastel baby mini squeak. Oh, and she still squeaks. Normally, I give the Disney stuff to my sister, but this is staying with me. She is just too cute and pastel. I'm being greedy. I'm playing the greedy card on that one. Okay, I found a Na 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 Teen. I got this one. I don't see the teens too much, and the ones I see is the gosh, what is her name? The showgirl, the flamingo girl. And I have her. I've seen her like 3 or 4 times. She was popular, I guess. But I picked this one up. I didn't have her, and she's giving me Cardi B or Lil Kim. For those of us that are older that remember Lil Kim, who's still around. It's not like she passed away, but if you remember like late 90s, early 2000s, gosh, she was amazing. She had some of the most amazing looks. So I'm not the biggest hip hop fan, but I love like the style of the ladies of hip hop. Oh my goodness. And like even Mariah Carey in the early 2000s when she did the Honey song, and she wore that jumpsuit and she was on all the cars in the music videos with those knee-high boots. Oh my gosh, that was such a moment. It was so amazing. If you don't know what I'm talking about, give it a Google. I don't think you'll be disappointed, because if you're here, you probably like a lot of the same things as me. I need to keep moving. Okay, I got a Webkinz purse finally. I'm not sure if this is the color I would have chosen for myself, but this one was thrifted. So this was something that I would have liked to have had for my Webkinz collection, but I didn't really want to purchase online. So I was happy to thrift this. It's neat how I almost like manifest things. It may not be exactly what I wanted, but you know, I wanted a magic nursery kit. I found one. I wanted a Webkinz purse. I found one. So it's nice when things work out like that. I found this bear, which is in the style of the antique teddy bears, which I'm always looking for, but I don't think I'll ever find a true antique teddy bear. But this one is in Ashton Drake Gallery's teddy bear. I haven't found her exact name, and I haven't found this exact bear. I don't know which one it is. So I don't know if I'm going to keep this one or sell this one. She's very sweet. I just didn't want to leave her. I got a soft spot for bears. I think it's going to be my undoing, honestly, because they take up a lot of space. I need to get some shelves for the bears. Okay, and I found this super cool vintage plush. She's giant. It's like this groovy 60s mouse. This reminds me so much of Cole from Kitschy Flower. I'll try to link Cole too. I'm just name dropping. Sorry, but I'm going to try to link everybody. Her little ribbon's worn out, so I can't see what she says. But she's got her dress with the marabou trim. How fabulous is that? She is made by Knickerbocker, but there's not a year. But she's got the Commonwealth stamp. It says all new cotton and foam, animals of distinction. And it also says, it doesn't say made in the USA, but it does say USA, like the company's based in the USA. Anyway, I don't know that she could handle the washing machine, so we're just going to surface wash her and give her a good steam. But yeah, she's giving Cole Kitschy Flower vibes for sure. Cole, if you want her, you got first dibs. Just message me. We can trade. Okay, and then I also found a jelly cat. A little white bunny. I already have, well, I have this bunny, but then I have 2 other bashful bunnies. I have a gray one, and I have one that's black and white, so now I have a white one. So I'm just doing the grayscale bunnies, I guess. I don't know. I didn't want to leave it behind. These are so sweet. And I think I'll keep this one since I have a few other bunnies. Like, it has a family here, so we'll keep this one. I think I'm going to put a ribbon around this, like, floppy neck, though. But I thought, how opportune. You know, Easter's just around the corner. Gosh, I love Easter. I love the colors. If it is the color of an M&M at Easter time, it's probably one of my favorite colors. That's just the best way to put it. When I was growing up, I always looked forward to the Easter M&Ms because I loved the colors so much. And it shows, obviously. Okay. I love my monsters. I love my spooky stuff, but then the other side of my personality is a pastel. You know, in Wednesday, when Wednesday and Enid had their room split, that is me. Okay, I like my spooky, scary stuff, and I like my sweet pastel stuff. Okay, speaking of pastels, I found this vintage bear. I believe he's from the 80s or 90s. He's a dirty boy, but I didn't want to leave him. He's just so sweet. He's made by Applause from the Bravo line, and unfortunately, he doesn't have a year. A lot of these older tag Applause and Dakin Plush, they will have a year, but he doesn't. I tried to find this specific one online, and I could only find him in like a 25-inch. So I don't know who he is, but he's sweet and he's pastel, and he came home with me. And then at the same store, I found this little bear. And I think there was one or two more that I left. I didn't want to be greedy, and I really just took the two that I liked best. Oh, my hands feel so gross because there's something like really old in this bag, and you'll see in a minute. This is Wadsworth, and he's by Russ Berry. Just going by the tag, I think he's from the 90s because his tag doesn't have a year. He might be from the 2000s, I'm not sure. But he looks like an antique bear as well. He's got that like vintage look with the little felt pads on his feet. So that was exciting for me because I didn't really have any bears this style, and now I have a couple of them just in one month or so. Yeah, got a couple of those, so that's sweet. You know, I didn't have any of that style. Okay, I found, oh yeah, there's sand all over me. I think this vintage plush in here is filled with sand, and it's like getting on me. Anyway, I found another squishable. I had found a hot sauce bottle before. That one's already up in my shop, and now I found the avocado toast. So this one's probably going to go in the shop too. I don't see myself having much of a need for this. So if you're interested in an avocado toast squishable, check out my Mercari shop. It's also called Lala Land Toys. Now it's going in the shop. Okay. I found a Furby plush. Now it is from the Hasbro Furbies, but still, I thought that was so cool. I've never found a Furby plush, and I just love these colors. So I don't know if this one's going to be a permanent resident or not. I honestly can't say at this point because, I mean, look at it. I can't imagine a more beautiful thing. It's so cute. It's Furby. Let's see if there's a year. Yeah, this one's from 2017, so it's not vintage or anything, but my goodness, how cute. How cute is that? Okay. Now for the dirty boy that's getting sand all over me, which is kind of appropriate because it's a camel. So this is a vintage plush, and it's actually by Kamar or Kamar. I don't know how you say it. You can see his little tag. Nothing special. I don't believe he's a dream pet. Dakin made the dream pets, so no, he wouldn't be a dream pet. I don't know if these are even worth anything, but it was just so cool to find something this old. You know, generally I'm lucky to find things from the 90s, much less older than that. So had to pick him up, but he is he's leaking some sand on me a little bit. I feel like I've been at the beach. I live near the beach. That doesn't mean I like sand. Okay. Oh yeah, bear number 3. Okay, now we're at the stuff that I got yesterday. We're up to speed. This is the third bear I got. As you can see, the felt pads. This one's jointed, you know, the vintage face. Gonna clean it and try to like fluff his fur back up. So this one's from 1997. It says by Lorraine, and it's the Gans Cottage Collectibles, which I believe I've seen these before. I think I've seen like a cat. They're in this, you know, vintage style clothing, like antique style, maybe from after the Victorian era for sure, maybe like 1900-ish, late 1800s, early 1900s style clothing. There's a whole line of these, and I've come across them a couple of times, and it's even got the initial from Lorraine, whoever she is. She must be like a famous bear designer or plush designer. Anyway, his outfit has wooden buttons, or her outfit. I'm not really sure if this is a boy or a girl because they do have a lace Peter Pan collar, but then they're wearing these plaid overalls. Regardless, I was very excited to find this bear. You know, now I have 3 in the antique style, and this one's a little bit bigger than the other 2, so I'm going to try to give them a clean and fluff their fur back up. I don't think this is mohair, but it does feel much more coarse, so it might be. I have a bunch of books too. I'll do those at the end in case you don't like books. I found another na surprise, and this is the regular size girl. I was so excited when this line came out. I really wanted one of the Valentine girls. You know, they got like the little conversation heart on them. So I was excited when I found her. There were a couple more, but I only got her. The other ones weren't the Valentine's ones. They were just different. So I already have several. Most of mine don't have clothes, so she's the most covered one. But, you know, she's pastel, she's Valentine's, she's just adorable. I had to have her. Alright. Speaking of dolls, I found my very first Magic Attic doll. And that's another thing I manifested. Like, it's so weird how this stuff happens. And it might take a long time, but it was like 6 months ago. I was telling Holly. I will also link Holly. I'm trying to keep a list going in my head. I'm starting to get... I hope I don't forget anybody. Anyway, I was talking to Holly and I said I wanted a Magic Attic doll. I was reading a lot of older doll blogs before Blogspot rudely just deleted a bunch of old blogs. I was reading a bunch of doll blogs and I kept seeing Magic Attic dolls come up a lot. They are insanely good quality. I have no idea how these cost less than American Girl did back then, because these are such good quality. Like, if you think 90s American Girls are good quality, no. Like, I almost thought she was porcelain because I guess they're resin. It feels so much thicker than vinyl. They're strung. They have wigs. It's not rooted hair. And her hair is pretty dry. I mean, she's fresh off the thrift store shelf, so her clothing is stained. She needs some work, but my goodness, like, these are such well-made dolls. I wish you could hold her, like, sturdy feeling. I was very excited. And I believe her name is Allison. I didn't read the Magic Attic books. I just really wanted one of the dolls because they are, like, revered by doll collectors. I want to say these were made by Robert Tonner or designed by Robert Tonner for some company that he was with at the time. And, you know, I love my Madeline Macabre, and she's a Robert Tonner. Okay. Gosh, I keep finding sand on me from this camel. He might have to stay until I can desand him. Okay. If you're a scaredy cat, if you don't like scary things, please look away because this next thing is kind of scary. I don't want to frighten anyone. I found this doll, and at first I thought he was a Freddy Krueger because of his face. Or maybe like the Terminator, you know, in the movie when, yeah. But no, his shape led me to believe maybe not. And I know the Freddy Krueger dolls are taller. Like, I've seen them. They're about the same size as the Beetlejuice doll, I believe. But I saw that he was made by Hasbro, so I was like, it's probably a G.I. Joe. And sure enough, he stamped 1996 Hasbro. One of my friends, hey Cam, thank you, was kind enough to look him up and let me know he was from the movie, and he actually had like a clear mask thing that went over his face. But I just thought he was so weird, so I picked him up. I didn't think anybody else would take him, and I thought it'd be really funny to give him a makeover. Cam suggested I put him in a Hawaiian shirt, and that sounds fun, so we'll see what I do with him. So now I have 3 G.I. Joes, and I wasn't planning on collecting them at all. But yeah, okay, let's do books. I saved the books and the movies for the end. Well, there's one movie. In case you're not interested in that, that's cool. Reading is not for everybody. It's okay. I get it. I found this old Cinderella book from the 90s. Look how pretty. I love Cinderella. Didn't like her as much when I was little. Ariel was my favorite princess growing up. Yeah, this is from 1995. I picked that up. I got another Goosebumps for my collection. I always pick up Goosebumps if they're the older style with the bumpy letters or the block letters on the spine. This one's not a parachute press. It's a Scholastic. But like I said, I always pick up Goosebumps because usually I can find one in better condition than the one I have at home on my shelf. So I'm always looking to get a nicer copy of each one. I'm still missing 2 from the original series. I thought I had one, but it was the person who owned it took some creative liberties and like colored in the pages and stuff. So I'm still looking for 2. Anyway, this is Piano Lessons Can Be Murder, number 13. Okay, I found my first Dear America book. I was excited about that because I've been wanting to read these. And I'd really like to get one of the Dear America dolls. I remember reading these. I might have read this one. I can't remember. It looks super familiar. When I was in middle school. And I know I read the Marie Antoinette Royal Diaries because I love Marie Antoinette so much. Yeah, I've been wanting one of the Dear America dolls. Hadn't found one of them yet, but I did find one of the books. So I picked that up. That was exciting. I picked up this vintage Hardy Boys book. I collect Nancy Drew, so up until this point I've been passing up the Hardy Boys, but I always see vintage ones. And I'm like, man, those are nice. Usually the Nancy Drews I find are not vintage. I only own a couple that are true vintage copies. One of my 3 children really likes reading. So my youngest one, Bryson, you may have seen him pop in a couple of my videos. He likes to read. So I wanted to start him his own collection of Hardy Boys. I have a collection of Nancy Drew, so I thought that would be something sweet to do for him. Okay, I found Bunnicula, one of the Bunnicula books. I've never read Bunnicula. I've been watching the Macabre Library channel, and he has a lot of like kids horror books, and that got me really like jazzed for that kind of thing. I already collect Goosebumps, so when I saw this, I was like, you know what, that looks fun. I'll pick that up. So I picked up Bunnicula. It just says a rabbit-tailed mystery, and this is an Avon Camelot. I couldn't find a year, but I believe this is from the 90s. It says, meet Harold the dog, Chester the cat, and a vampire bunny named Bunnicula. And it's his little spot on his back looks like a cape. I thought that was cute. Okay, I found a Stephen King book. So I have my collection of Stephen King Hodder editions. And then I also, just whenever I find Stephen King books, I tend to pick them up if they're not too new. But as far as new ones, I do like the gallery editions. So I found one of the Green Miles, and I believe these were like they came in the mail. People had to subscribe, or maybe you purchased it at a store, I'm not sure, but it's part of a series. You see it's number 2. So there were a bunch of these, and I don't know how I randomly found number 2 and not anymore, but these are older, so I'll take it. Let's see what year. This one's number 2, The Mouse on the Mile. Part 2 of The Green Mile. Yeah, and this is from April 1996. So, picked that up. And then the last thing is a VHS tape. Normally I don't pick up VHS, but I could not pass up Mr. Bill. Anybody else remember Mr. Bill? Oh, no! I love Mr. Bill, so I had to get it. I had to. I have a VCR, but I haven't tested it, so I don't know if I want to test it on Mr. Bill or not, but couldn't leave it. Thought it was too cool. Okay, this is a super long video. I'm so sorry. Thank you so much if you've made it to the end with me. I sincerely appreciate you. I appreciate everyone who watches my videos, especially those that subscribe. Thank you so much. I'm over 400 subscribers now. That's so exciting. I can't believe so many people want to share in my collections and the things that make me happy. It really helps me not feel so weird and alone in the things that I like. So thank you so much. Remember, the world is a better place with you here in it. With you. The world's a better place with you here in it. And you. I hope you have a great day or night wherever you're at. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!